Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from our studios in Tipton, Indiana, almost live, it's Pyle and Company. With your host, Jacob Pyle. Along with our co-host, Veronica Chamlee. And this week's special guest, Richard Lynch. Here's the guy who just got done doing the Monster Mash all over the streets of Tipton. It's Jacob Pyle!
Thank you very much. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from the slab began to rise. And suddenly, to my surprise,
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the monster bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash. Now, the zombies were having fun.
And a shoop.
The party had just begun.
And a shoop.
The guests include Wolfman,
And a shoop.
Dracula, and his son. Now, the scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds, eager on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive, with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker
They
5.
played the mash.
They played the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
played the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash. Now, out from his coffin, Drac's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one little thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania
It's now
twist?"
the mash.
It's now the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard
It's
smash.
now the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
It's now the mash.
It's now the monster mash. Now, everything's cool, Drac's a part of the band, and my monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Jacob sent you.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash,
The monster mash.
and do my graveyard
You
smash.
can mash.
You'll catch it on in a flash,
Then you can mash.
then you can monster mash.
Wow. Monster mash. Wow. Monster mash. Wow. Monster mash. Wow. Monster mash. Wow. Monster mash. Wow. Monster mash. Wow. Monster mash. Wow. Monster mash. Wow.
Yes. Alright. Woo! Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello everybody and welcome to Pyle and Company. My name is Jacob Pyle. I'm glad to have you with us, and let me just say, for those of you who were wondering what happened when Butch McCain introduced me, I'm wondering the same thing. And speaking of Butch McCain, here's our announcer on Pyle and Company. You guessed it, Butch McCain. Hey, Butch.
Well, hey, Jacob, how you doing this week?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
No, well, not too bad. Just stocking up on that delicious candy for the trick-or-treaters and getting everything ready for Halloween.
What do you like most about Halloween?
Well, Jacob, I really enjoy the candies, especially peanut butter cups and mounds. And dressing up, of course, assuming another character. I mean, that's what theater is all about, I suppose.
Well, anyway, We have a fantastic show for you guys this week. We have with us this week our special guest, Richard Lynch, along with our usual cast of regulars, Our Lady in New York, Veronica Chamlee, and the talented voice of Butch McCain. Are you ready, Butch?
I'm ready, Jacob.
All right, well, we'll get the show on the road right after these words. Welcome back to Pyle and Company. And now, here to recite a Halloween-related poem for you this week, live from New York, is my co-host on Pyle and Company, Veronica Chamlee.
Thank you, Jacob. In honor of Halloween for you this week, we picked out a good Halloween poem. It is entitled The Hag. I hope you like it. The hag is astride. This night for to ride, the devil and she together. Through thick and through thin, now out and then in. Though ne'er so foul be the weather, a thorn or a burr she takes for a spur. With a lash of a bramble she rides now, through brakes and through briars, o'er ditches and mires. She follows the spirit that guides now. No beast for his flood dares now range the wood, but hushed in his lair he lies lurking, while mischiefs by thee on land and on seas, O noon of night, are working. The storm will arise and trouble the skies this night and more for the wonder. The ghost from the tomb affrighted shall come, called out by the clap of the thunder. Still to come, Jacob will have an interview with this week's special guest, Richard Lynch. Plus, we will have a Throwback Saturday segment for you as well. We'll have all that and more for you after this.
Welcome back to our show. It's time once again for this week's special guest interview segment. And this week's special guest is an award-winning singer and songwriter. In fact, his album that has just came out recently is entitled A Better Place. Joining us live via Skype this week is our special guest this week, Richard Lynch. Hey Richard, welcome to Pyle and Company. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thanks for having me on board. My name is Richard Lynch. I'm a traditional country music artist. I've been playing for quite a while. My first paid gig was back in 1978. My absolute total interest in this thing is to keep country music with a country sound, a traditional country sound. I really like the fact that we've kept our music traditional, and it seems like there's a whole lot of folks out there that really want to have somewhere to go to find their traditional music of today.
How did you get your start in your music career?
Well, I was born in a country music family. My dad was an incredible singer and an entertainer and played all over the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, tri-state area for many, many years. And as I grew up, my dad always had his great music played on in the kitchen when we get up and have an old country music going. And I was influenced every day to hear those wonderful sounds. And by the time I was 8 years old, my dad and Mom brought me to one of my dad's shows and got me up on Dad's stage, and I sang an old Buck Owens song back then. And the crowd was pretty receptive, and I was bitten pretty early by the country music bug, you might say.
Tell us about this album you have out entitled A Better Place.
Well, A Better Place is our current album. It has been an immense amount of success for us. We're so very proud of this new album we have. When I recorded the album, I wanted the album to show how diverse traditional country music can be. And what I mean by that is, great country music has a lot of influences. You can have a country album and have, a Western swing feel from Bob Wills to a honky-tonkin' hard-driving song from like Joe Diffie to, a great country ballad like a George Jones style, and just on and on and on. And I wanted this album to show that it had a lot of diversity and show all my different, interests and so forth and influences that I've had over the years of me playing music, playing country music. And the album speaks for itself. It's so well recorded and put together, so very good. Mr. Billy Yates wrote most of the songs that's on this particular album, and he also produced the album for me. Done in Nashville, done with a lot of the super pickers there in Nashville. Couldn't be more proud of it, and currently it's been played around the world, and all the accolades we've received from it keeps coming in. So tells me that there's a real interest in the traditional country sound that people are looking for today.
What would be your advice to any inspiring singer that's watching this right now that is just starting out?
Well, what I would recommend for the folks to do is, youngsters especially, is stay true to your heart, and if you believe in the music that you do and you believe in, your ability, be willing to take criticism, be willing to understand you always can get better, but just believe in yourself first and foremost, and never take no for an answer. I've heard no a lot of times in my life. It never stopped me. We just kept right on going until we, we're at the shape we're at now, and we're having quite a bit of success. But for the youngsters out there, believe in yourself, and first and foremost, if you really want to have a longevity in this music career, I would suggest that you keep it traditional as much as you possibly can, because I believe that it's on its way back for the mainstream here, if not soon, very soon.
And finally, where can we purchase your album?
Well, go to richardlynchband.com. Therefore, you can find all the various social media networks, the Reverb Nation, and see our website where we're playing around the country, our merchandise places where you can see our merchandise. But just go to richardlynchband.com, and then that gets you all the different various social sites to go to.
Richard Lynch, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Coming up after the break, I got a Throwback Saturday segment for you. We'll be right back.
When Siri doesn't know something, she asks him. Cowbells say they need more him. Google Maps asks him for directions. His birthday is considered a national holiday. He taught Chuck Norris martial arts. His business card simply says, "We will call you." He taught German Shepherds to bark in Spanish. He is Jacob Pyle, the most interesting man in the world.
Welcome back to Pyle and Company. And now it's time for this week's Throwback Saturday segment. And in this week's segment, we're going back to 2012 as we present a skit entitled, "I Was a Teenage Nobody." And this skit is a really powerful skit, and I hope you like it. Here we go with "I Was a Teenage Nobody."
I was a real nobody. If that sounds like the opening line of a story, well, I guess it is. But my story was going nowhere. I didn't belong. I wasn't accepted. I left unloved and unlonely. None of them would have a thing to do with me. It wasn't as if they didn't like me. It wasn't as if they avoided me. It was that like they didn't even know I was there. I was rejected. I was neglected. To them, I was simply nobody. I left more dead than alive, a vapor in the land of shadows. I longed to be recognized. "I'm here," I shouted. "Look at me," I screamed. But nobody heard me. Nobody saw me. It was like I wasn't even there. I started worrying about myself. After all, I was always on the outside, never inside, never included. I was on the edge of their conversation, refused, not even considered. If they couldn't see me, then maybe I really wasn't there. Maybe I didn't belong, because maybe I didn't really exist. But deep inside, I felt I had so much to give, so much to live for. If only if they would welcome me. In my English, I wrote poems for them. I sat for hours and wrote terrible, burning poetry. I am the voice in their darkness. I am the child in their womb. I am the boxer with the shadows, a dry well, an empty tomb. I became more depressed, I was too embarrassed to show it to any of them. I longed for a friend, somebody who would understand. After all of them belonged. They didn't know what it was to be alone. It was me on the outside, a mere nobody, and them on the inside. But if I had somebody, then it would no longer be me versus them. Then it would be us versus them. I had it all figured out. Then somebody surprised me. Somebody read my poem.
I'm the voice in the darkness. I'm the child in your womb. I'm the boxer with the shadows. A dry well. An empty tomb.
You spoke those words as if you had written them yourself.
Those are my lines, too.
I don't know what to say.
All that you have to have left, I have left too.
Like a nobody?
Like people don't even believe that I'm here.
Then somebody started to teach.
Thank. The world makes a lot of nobodies.
The world? But I thought you loved the world.
For too long, the world has been teaching people the wrong language, the wrong divisions. It teaches people to say them as if they were cursing. It teaches people to cut others out of the picture for all the wrong reasons. The world makes people deaf. It makes them blind. It makes them dead. I love my people. When they love me, they are mine. I am with them. They're like a body, each performing as one part. Losing one, cutting one out of the body hurts. Come on. You have that written down somewhere.
We here in this place, we who love you, are the body of Christ. We are defined by you because we are a part of you.
Yes, and?
Because you love us, we are all somebody, together, whole, and we never have to be alone.
And nobody can take that away from you, I promise.
And they all lived happily ever after.
The end.
The end.
Good job, guys. Now, before we go into our next break here, beginning this week, we are going to bring back an old segment titled Joke of the Week, where every week at this time, in between breaks, Butch McCain will tell you guys a joke. We'll be back with more Pyle and Company after this.
It's time for this week's Joke of the Week. And this week's joke is, what do goblins and ghosts drink when they're hot and thirsty on Halloween? I'll have the answer for you when Pyle and Company returns. We're always looking for special guests to appear on upcoming episodes of Pyle and Company. If you would like to be a special guest on our program, leave us a note on our Contact Us section of our Pyle and Company website at www.pyleandcompany.weebly.com. Or you can leave us a message on our Pyle and Company Facebook page. Or you can send us an email to jacobpyle@jtpyle1@aol.com. Please include your name along with your email address and or telephone number. Welcome back. Before the break, I asked you, what do goblins and ghosts drink when they're hot and thirsty on Halloween? And the answer is Kool-Aid.
Welcome back to Pyle and Company. I want to sing a song for you guys now that I think fits Halloween real well. And I didn't even know this was a Halloween song until I recently looked it up on the internet. So, anyway, the song is by Stevie Wonder. The song is called Superstition, and I hope you like it. very superstitious. Writings on the wall. Very superstitious. Ladder's about to fall. 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad luck. The good things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. Very superstitious. Wash your face and hands. Rid me of the problems. Do all that you can. Keep me in a daydream. Keep me going strong. You don't want to save me. Sad is my song. When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. Yeah. Very superstitious. Nothing more to say. Whoa, very superstitious. The devil's on his way. 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. Whoa, 7 years of bad luck. Good things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. No, no, no. Superstition ain't the way. Superstition. Whoa. Superstition.
Join us next week on Pyle and Company, where our special guest will be Eddie Mann. We'll be back with more Pyle and Company after this. If you want to watch more episodes of this show, go to www.pyleandcompany.weebly.com. And please don't forget to like us on our Facebook page as well. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Butch. Unfortunately, according to Frankenstein's clock, it's time to put this Halloween party to a close and to wrap up another week's episode of Pyle and Company. But before we go, I would like to thank our special guest, Richard Lynch, for joining us this week, along with our usual cast of regulars, Our Lady in New York, Veronica Chamlee, and the talented voice of Butch McCain. And we hope you guys can join us again next week when we will be featuring some more songs, skits, and a whole lot more. We hope you guys can join us then. What a difference life. You're my sunshine day and night. Oh, what a difference you make in my life. Live from our studios here in Tipton, I'm Jacob Pyle. Have a very safe and a happy Halloween. And until next week, good night and God bless my friends.
Also appearing on this week's show, Trenton Byers and Dustin Clifton. For Pyle and Company, I'm Butch McCain.
Happy Halloween, everybody.